Okay. So for an example, if we have train sales.csv, we read the data frame using pd.read.csv. And then let's say this is the data frame. It has item identifier, item weight, item fat content, item visibility, item type, and all these things. Now we want to, if we group df.group by outlet location type. So one thing to understand is when you do df.group by and then the column name, it will not return anything. It will return a group by object, because inherently what it does is it creates a group by object and it tells us ki after we have grouped the data, now tell me what to do. So when you group, after that there should be some list of things that you want to do, right? Let's say outlet location type, you want to check for this location what is the total sales. So you'll do sales.sum, or you want to find the mean of like each order, then you will do sales dot mean or average. Then if you want to do multiple group by, you will do df dot group by outlet location type and item type. So you are grouping with location type and item type. So for each location, you're grouping it by the item types that are being sold at that location. So I said that df.group by gives you an object. Now if you want to take the count, so what it will do is, if you do dot count, it will give you the count of each of the columns. So firstly, when I did df.group by outlet location type, so in my index outlet location type, there were 3 tiers: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Now for each tier, it found the count. So let's say for tier 1, the count of item identifier was 2388. So it counted the number of item identifier for this tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Similarly, for other columns also it did the same. It will be more clear when we do the hands-on, but for now, you just understand the syntax or understand the basics. Here we did count, we can also do sum. So when you do dot sum, in this, for outlet location type, we did item outlet sales dot sum. So it means we have to first group by outlet location type. So in the index there will be 3 tiers: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Now when I write item outlet sales dot sum, it will tell me ki for each of this tier what is the sum of sales. So in my data frame, I had outlet location type. It was here at the last, and there must be some sales item outlet sales. Okay, it's not visible in this, but in the whole data frame it was there. So when I do this, it first groups by this, and then for this column item outlet sales, it finds the sum. So what it will give me is, for each tier, what is the sum of sales. And why I am doing s type in, because I want the integer amount. Otherwise it will give me the float amount. Then I can also find, here I found sum. If I replace sum by mean, it will give me the mean for each tier. So for aggregate functions, like I mentioned, first you do group by and do the aggregate functions. So there are a bunch of aggregate functions: count, sum, minimum, maximum, mean, median. There are other functions as well, like unique and unique, but these are the most common ones. So count will give me the count of data in the column. So if I group by a column A, it will give me how many times A is coming in that data frame. If I do sum ke liye I'll need another column. So if I group by a column, for each value in that column, I can find the sum. Then mean, max, median, this you know already. Mean will give you the minimum value, max will give you the maximum, mean and median will give you the like the average and the median value. So here, let's say for this example, what I'm doing is df.group by, then dot aggregate np.mean. So what it is doing is, first it is grouping it by outlet location type. So in the index, there will be three rows for each of the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. And for each of the columns, it will calculate the mean when I do aggregate np.mean. Now, if it has categorical columns, it will not consider those columns in this output. Only the numerical columns it will consider. But if I also give aggregate np.mean and np.median for numerical columns, it will, again it will be for numerical columns only. So for each of the columns, it will give me mean and median. Huh? So if I do display master df, I have what I need.